Here is the story of the worst maritime disaster in United States history, and it's not what you think. The Sultana was a Mississippi River steamboat which exploded on April 27, 1865. Designed with a capacity for 376 passengers, she was carrying 2,137. When 3 of her 4 boilers exploded, she burned and sank near Memphis, Tennessee. You haven't heard about it? It was overshadowed by the killing of President Lincoln's assassin, John Wilkes Booth, just the day before the sinking. That monopolized the newspaper headlines all over the country. Most of the passengers were freed prisoners of war from Cahaba near Selma, Alabama, and Andersonville in southwest Georgia. They had been brought to Vicksburg for their travel home. The United States government would pay $2.75 per enlisted man and $8 per officer to any steamboat captain who could take a group this large north. There are various stories on why the captain of the Sultana allowed so many passengers on the vessel, but it is widely accepted that the promise of a kickback was the reason. Easy money, right? A few hours south of Vicksburg, one of Sultana's boilers sprang a leak. Under reduced pressure, the steamboat limped into Vicksburg to get the boiler repaired and pick up a promised load of prisoners. While the paroled prisoners of war, primarily from the states of Ohio, Michigan, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and West Virginia, were brought from the parole camp to Sultana, a mechanic was brought down the river to fix the leaky boiler. The captain was worried that an extensive repair would take too long and cost him his lucrative voyage. The government would put all those passengers on other vessels, so a hasty patch-up job was done on the boiler while she was in port for repairs. Sultana took on her load of paroled prisoners of war, anxious to get home. On April 26, Sultana stopped at Helena, Arkansas, where a photographer took this picture of the overloaded vessel. About 7 p.m., Sultana reached Memphis, and the crew unloaded 120 tons of sugar from the cargo hold. Near midnight, Sultana left Memphis. She stopped just north upriver to take on more coal. Then about 1 a.m., it started north again. Around 2 a.m. on April 27, 1865, when the Sultana was just 7 miles north of Memphis, its boilers exploded. Several steamboats were nearby and tried to rescue survivors. Those who survived the explosion had to choose between the fire on board or the icy Mississippi waters. Many drowned or died of hypothermia. Bodies floated downriver for months. Many bodies were never recovered, including the body of its captain, Captain James Cass Mason. The exact death toll is unknown, but it was at least 1,168. Over 900 survived. One of the monuments to the Sultana disaster is located in the Olive Baptist Cemetery in Knoxville, Tennessee. It lists every soul lost on that terrible April night. Where men who survived Andersonville and all its horrors Cahaba and much of the Seine, along with her crew and civilian passengers, lost their lives because of faulty repairs, overcrowding, and greed. In the end, no one was ever held accountable for the worst maritime disaster in United States history.